Hi there YouTube, XtremeTrainz here. So in this video we're taking a look at another fully painted kind of redo comparison review video, and it is Thomas's best friend, quote unquote, number 6, Percy. And I can already see there's some really interesting looking paint design changes that have gone on here for this little model. So what are we waiting for? Let's do it. Percy looks like. Again, packaging on the front, largely the same. Turning him on the back, yep. Again, the same with the kind of weird bio, which again is like, you know, not one of the worst ones from the new Thomas Wood, but definitely weird. Yeah, all right, cool. That's quick and easy. Let's crack him open and take a look what's inside. We will do a 360 on that little Percy here. My first impression is I think Percy, for example, is one model which is definitely improved substantially by adding the green paint. You know, he just really does pop. I think from a distance, if you had this Percy and the Thomas Wooden Railway Percy, you probably couldn't really tell the difference. And I think the extra work, inverted commas maybe, that they put into these molds, you can kind of see a bit more. For example, I really like the silver, which has been picked out this little box here, picked out these details here, or it's like a silvery greeny color. It's kind of weird. It's like a greeny silver. You can see it's a little bit misprinted here. Lol, classic. But I think that has worked out quite nicely, and it kind of adds some subtle detailing there, for example, that kind of makes it make more sense, I think, what this was supposed to be, based on the actual engine. Again, same face, so the buffers are the same as the other version. This one is more correctly printed further forward. You've also got, again, like there's a lot more color in here, which is interesting. I don't know why exactly they've done that, like why they've painted that weird greeny silver color behind the black little, I actually don't know what they are. I think it's suspension on his wheel axles or something. I have no idea what that thing actually does, to be honest. If someone wants to tell me what this function is on the real inverted commas Percy, that would be cool. But yeah, I do like this detail. It's unfortunate that it only comes up to here. I think it would have been cool if they were going to do this line, which they didn't need to do. I would have happy just to have that. They're going to do this line. It's a bit awkward. They didn't go all the way to the top, but that is fine. And then you can see, again, they've done the weird thing where they've tried to print the cutout, but it doesn't, or paint the cutout, but it doesn't go all the way to the edge. So that's weird. And then obviously you look at it from the back and it's like plain, even though we know they can print on the back, as Kenji and Eten have showed. Yep, the same with the coal, same details pretty much on the top. Again, it's weird. You can see there's that little bit of overlap on this Percy as well. You can see here, there's that extra bit of paint. There's an extra bit of paint where you can see that I think, yeah, the printer kind of prints to this here and then this prints to here, and there's a bit of an overlap. But they're nowhere near as bad on this Percy as they were on Gordon. Gordon's were awful, but Percy's, I think, at least are relatively straight and consistent, although this one's a bit weird and they don't quite come down all the way. But anyway, that is what the bottom of Percy looks like. Pin construction, the standard. Let's grab out the non-painted one, and you can really see how much difference, especially on Percy, that green makes. I think it just makes him pop so much more, especially because he had all of these little details at the front here. Yeah, so same face. Remember, my Percy had that weird wood blemish, which you didn't see on the painted one. Funny that. Again, you can see that the paint detailing for the most part is the same. Interestingly, you know, you do get where this had like those circles to show off the different parts and, you know, the cut lines here. They've instead kind of put this printing in instead. But again, you can see particularly here, this break in the paint here is really awkward, whereas on this one, it's continuous. And again, what's really interesting is if you have a look at this, right? And then again, a lot straighter. These lines seem to be a lot straighter. They like didn't print here and it almost looks like they couldn't, but then they prove with this that they can print around the corners. So like, why? I don't understand. Anyway, and then you can see that the back of him is pretty much the same. Again, I think the details, for example, this ladder is better picked out on this version. This is better picked out with the gray behind it. Although I don't like this weird black part. And then again, you know, the same with Gordon. You can see that his cylinders have changed shape a little bit. They're more like square here, where this one is quite long, thin rectangle. This one is more square. There we go. So that is the Percy versus Percy. I think I paid £10 for this Percy, which works out to about 15 to 18 Australian dollars. Again, I think these should have retailed for about $10 for the tank engines and $20 for the tender engines as a maximum, given what they actually are and how much value they actually provide. So for that price, I think he's okay. I do think this Percy is like the Thomas. I think it really does lift the model and makes it, like, you know, this, I don't think this is actually that much of a downgrade from the Thomas Wood Percy, aside from obviously the lack of a funnel. A dome. But otherwise, I think this is a really nice model. It looks really good. It's pops. It's vibrant. It's nice. You know, I think the unpainted ones have a particular charm to me personally. But yeah, they're obviously not the best. And again, you can see again a good comparison of, I don't know what material they made the magnets out of, but these really haven't had much use. Like, they haven't been played with. They've just been displayed on my desk for a while. And you can see like just how much of the magnet has corroded away. Still works. It doesn't feel like it's any less strong. But you can see just how much of the magnet has corroded away on this Percy and this new one. So it'll be interesting to see whether these ones last as long as these ones. But this to me is, like, you know, again, for a premium product, that's embarrassing. Like, this is only, what, 2.5 years old? And you can see that the paint is already, you know, doing weird things. Gordon's wasn't as bad. Thomas's was really bad. So that to me is very embarrassing, and it'll be interesting to see if that happens to this Percy. So yeah, that is my review or look at the newly painted newly again. We're using that word very liberally, even when it may not apply. Percy for Thomas Wood. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, that's what we've got time for. This is XtremeTrainz.